Very good afternoon, children. Rajlakshmi, you just confirm me. Am I audible to you today? You just write down yes, ma'am. Rajlakshmi, am I audible to you? Just write down yes, ma'am. Then only I'll start my lesson. Am I audible? Okay, thank you, children. Now let us go back to our topic. So our topic is fair play, in which I have completed this full lesson, and today some of the questions I am going to discuss with you. Okay, so before starting this question, I'd like to just recap these keynotes and the story main notes. Okay, so just let me start with this. All of you know this story very well. Two friends story. Two friends, the name of these two friends are Juman Sheikh and Algu Chaudhary. They were very good friends, okay, and their friendship, it was a support for their family, and all the people in their village, they used to respect them a lot. Okay, but there is a problem starts when Juman's aunt, okay, old aunt, she wanted to transfer her property in the name of Juman. Okay, and she had a condition also. What was her condition? Okay, so Juman and his family had to look after her throughout her remaining life. It was her condition. In return, she transferred her property to Juman, but in return he has to look after her. Okay, but after a couple of years, Juman and his family, his wife, their behavior is little changed. Okay, they were not treating very well with her. Okay, and she felt something very humiliated in this one. She was not even given food also on time. Okay, and she was not treated well by them and had to face a tough time. When things went beyond limits, she spoke to Juman and asked him to give her some money on a monthly basis so that she could run her house independently. Then what happened? Juman neglected her words and insulted her. So she dared to take the matter to the panchayat. Okay. So she chose Algu, Juman's best friend, as her head punch. Okay. Then before going to that panchayat, Juman's aunt went to take the support from their neighborhood. And some of the neighbors were treating with her very well, showing sympathy towards her, showing empathy towards her, but some were not showing that much, warm feeling towards her. Somewhere they were just trying to neglect her, and some of the people, they started laughing at her. Some suggested to just manage with Juman and his wife. She shouldn't quarrel, or she shouldn't go to panchayat. And others neglected her. All these things, she didn't feel that much comfortable, and then she decided to go to the panchayat. Okay, and she took the matter to the panchayat. Okay, so she chose Algu, who is Juman's very best friend, as her head punch. Okay, what is the duty of a head punch? Head punch duty is to give justice to the people who are in need of the same. Okay, so being a punch, Algu was not no choice but to speak the truth. Okay, so before going to that, before giving this judgment, Algu was not very happy or not very interested to go against his friend. But when aunt, she took the initiative and she motivated Algu, and she also told him that the voice of Panch is the voice of Lord, meaning whatever you will see, all the people are waiting for your judgment. And after that, Algus, there is a change in his mind and decided to speak the truth only. And then what happened? He gave his judgment in aunt's favor. Okay, and now Juman had to pay. What is that? He took time also. He collected all the evidences from his reliable sources, and then ultimately he gave judgment to her. Okay, what was this verdict in this one? Then Juman had to pay a fixed monthly amount to his aunt as per the judgment. Okay, somehow Juman was not able to take these in the right spirit, but as soon as Juman heard this verdict from his best friend, he felt very bad. His spirit has gone down and he developed hatred against Algu. He developed hatred for his best friend. Okay, which is not very correct, but he develops the same feeling only. Okay, Juman was not able to take the matter very, very, we can say enthusiastically. He felt very bad. He felt insulted. Okay, he took it very negatively, and as a result, he developed hatred against Algu. Okay. Now next is this is Algu's part and his aunt's part. Okay, now the next part is that after few days, Algu was in a very difficult situation, in a very tight, fix. Okay, he was in a very, meaning he was in a very difficult situation. What happened with him? Because he had bullocks, pair of bullocks, but one of that pair, very fine pair it was, okay, but one died. Okay, and then next one, what he has done, he sold it to Samju Sahu. Samju Sahu is a cart driver. He thought, yes, no problem. Then he decided to sell it to Samju Sahu. Samju Sahu was a cart driver and his nature is not very good. He is a bit cunning in nature. Okay, then what happened? He was supposed to pay money within a month. He has given, and Samju Sahu said he will give this money to Algu Chaudhary. But alas, the sole bullock died before the expiry of the period of the payment. But that bullock he has paid to Samju Sahu, it also died. And after his death, Samju Sahu, he changed his behavior. He told that you sold me a very worst, beast. That's why it died. Your bullock was already sick. Okay, and that's why it died. And now Samju Sahu is totally declined to pay him back. Okay, what? It was a very shocking news for Algu Chaudhary. He started fighting against his will, but what happened? He didn't get any solution, and ultimately he also decided to go to Panchayat. Meaning Panchayat here in this village area, it is court. Okay, Samju Sahu was not ready to pay money to Algu. Now Algu was left with no other option but to take the case to the Panchayat. Then he took the case to the Panchayat, and this time Samju Sahu appointed Juman, now enemy of Algu, as the head punch. Okay, now Samju Sahu, he appointed whom? Juman. Juman, who is Juman here? Now Juman he was best friend of Algu Chaudhary, but their friendship has gone down after the verdict given by the Juman. Okay, but now Samju Sahu is so cunning in nature. He thought, if I appoint Juman as a head punch, what will happen? Juman and Algu, their friendship is not there, and now they are maintaining enmity, and so he will definitely speak against Algu. So Samju Sahu will get the verdict in his favor. Okay, so what happened then? But Algu was also a bit afraid and nervous of losing the case because Juman is there. But when Juman went to that seat of punch, Juman's mind is also changed. So Juman mind, what thing arised in his mind? Juman mind, it arised that Juman had to speak the truth. The voice of punch is the voice of God, because all the people of their locality, their eyes are set on Juman only, meaning the head of the punch. So when he took that place, he gave judgment in his favor, in the favor of Algu. He also collected various evidences and all, and after that he ordered Shahu to pay the money to Algu. Okay, he also collected several information, and after that he gave judgment. Okay, and you know what was his judgment? Judgment was in favor of Algu Chaudhary, who was his enemy. But after getting the place of this judge, he gave a very truthful service. What is the truthful service he gave? Respect to that chair, and he speak the truth. Okay, he said to Samju Sahu, because Samju Sahu, he was not treated that bullock very well. He was not giving him full stomach food. Okay, and moreover, he was giving too much of labor to this bullock. As a result, due to his ill treatment, that bullock had died before his time. Okay, and after getting this all this judgment and all, Algu Chaudhary was so very much excited and so very much happy, and he declared aloud, the boys of the Panch is the boys of God. Yes, Algu Chaudhary said, boys of the Panch is the boys of God. And what happened after that? All the hatred had gone down, and two of the friends again hugged each other, and there all these negative things, that tears and negative things, everything, it cleaned by their tears. Okay, and their hearts also clean. So this is all the overall story of this lesson. So now, my dear children, if you have any queries, now I'll ask some of the very few questions I'm going to ask you today. So if you have any doubts, you just ask me your doubts now. Any doubts if you have, you can ask me. जिसको doubt है वही पूछो. Those who have doubts, they just ask me. Enthusiastically meaning very happily. देखो, आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग वन थिंग, जब मैं लेसन पढ़ाती हूँ तब आप लोग कमेंट मत लिखो. Somehow I am just scrolling up, that's why I have seen Rishi Kalapati has written one meaning, asking meaning of one word. But when I say, my dear, you just write down, you go to chat box and write your chat. That time only you will do. Otherwise you don't do, because it's very difficult. I can't watch all the time all those things. Okay, because in obvious I can't see your chat. Clear, my dear? Okay. Oh my God, no doubts, no, even a single doubt you don't have. Very good. I am so happy that you have understood this lesson well. And dear children, tomorrow also I'll take your class. Okay, and Friday and Saturday I won't take class. There won't be any class because Patra sir is not available. So tomorrow I'll take Patra sir's class. Okay, and now just give me answers of your questions. So let me go back. It's a very interesting story. Okay, question number 8 onwards. Why was Algu upset over Juman's nomination as head punch? It was quite natural, I have already discussed, because Algu and Juman, they developed a certain kinds of hatred for one another. Because why? Because Algu spoke against Juman and he gave justice in favor of Juman's aunt. In that justice, what he said Juman had to look after his aunt, or else he had to give monthly allowance to his aunt. So after listening all those things, Juman developed hatred for Algu and their friendship was broken. And now that's why when Algu was in a tight position, in a very dangerous situation, Algu was upset because Juman was already annoyed with him. He was knowing that yes, Juman will never speak in favor of him because their friendship is gone, and that's why he took little tension also. So he thought Juman would take his revenge. So he was sure that Juman will never speak, in favor of him. He will speak against him, and he will just take his revenge. He thought he will definitely go and speak against Algu. That's why he was tense. Okay, understood? Yeah. So now my next question. Yeah. What was Juman's verdict has at punch? Tomorrow I'll take test of this same lesson only. I'll ask you some questions, okay, extra questions. So you get ready. You read only the lesson. No need to read anything. Only the lesson you read, and here I'll ask you some questions. ठीक है ना? Okay, dear. Now your next question is that what was Juman's verdict has had punch? How did Algu take it? Okay, Juman ने जब verdict दिया, what was his verdict? Yes, my verdict here is meaning his justice. Okay, Juman's justice you can say. Juman's verdict was that Sahu had to pay the price of bullet to Algu. Okay, Sahu was Sahu, Samju Sahu was a cart driver. What he was doing, he is a bit cunning in nature. Okay, after the death of his one of the pair of bullock, okay, he declined to pay to Algu even a single penny. He said, you have sold a rash beast to me, but ultimately it was not the same. Sahu was ill-treating with that, and as a result that bullock died. Okay, this was the ultimate story. But what I have written here, Juman's verdict was that Sahu had to pay the price of bullock to Algu, because when Sahu purchased the bullock from Algu, it was hale and hearty. देखो जब उन्होंने सेल किया तो it was fit and fine. Hale and hearty meaning fit and fine. Okay, this was a genuine decision. Okay, it was a genuine decision. Algu took it happily and said it was a victory to the Panchayat. And Algu, when after getting this genuine decision, he became so very much excited and happy, and he said yes, it was the right victory to the Panchayat. Meaning जब आप पंचायत में जाते हो और आपको सही में जस्टिस मिलता है, ये सही में एक बहुत बड़ी बात होती है. ठीक है? So he was so very much happy and excited. Now question number 10 for you. Okay, which of the following sums up the story best? देखो, I also know that you will not kill your concerns for the sake of friendship. Next one is, let no one debate from the path of justice and truth for friendship or enmity. And last one is that the voice of the punch is the voice of the God. Give a reason for your choice. आप अपना रीजन दे सकते हो. मैंने सारा का नहीं लिखा, सिर्फ एक का ही लिखा. I think the second statement sums up the story best. Okay, the person in the seat of the judge become fair and just. जब आप एक let no one divide from the path of justice, meaning divide meaning you should not divert from the path of justice. जब justice बोलना रहता है मतलब you have to speak the truth, justice and truth for friendship or enmity. वो चाहे आपके आगे आपके दुश्मनी क्यों ना बैठे और चाहे आपके दोस्ती क्यों ना बैठे, लेकिन जब आप पंचायत में जब आप justice के चेयर पे बैठते हो, what you have to do? You have to always speak truth. Okay, a judge can't see justice, goddess of justice you have seen, Andha Kanun, they are just always keeping they are always closing their eyes are closed with a cloth, so they can't see anything. What does it mean? What does it indicate? It indicates that let no one depart from the path of justice and truth for friendship or enmity. आगे नहीं देखना चाहिए कि who is there. If he is your friend, you will speak in favor of him. If he is not your friend, then you will speak against him. A judge can't do the same. That's why it said that yes, this is the voice of punch, meaning the punch, meaning panchayat, just what you will speak, it will the words from the God. It's a very wonderful line, dear children. You just read the line, and this kind of quotation you can use also. Okay, you during the, now we don't have assembly and all, but you all these are the very beautiful quotation. You can write, you can add it, and you can tell it when the school will reopens. Okay, you can speak the same in the assembly also. Very nice, very beautiful quotes. All these quotes are very beautiful, but in order to make people understand, what you have to do, you have to explain this line also. Okay, so today this much only. So now, my dear children, you just ask me your doubts. If you have more and more doubts, you ask me, or else I'll ask some other question. और भी डाउट्स है तो अभी अभी पूछो. Very good. There is no doubt at all, my dear children. I am so happy that you are studying well and you don't create. There is no doubt in your mind. Very nice. Okay. See, these are the questions. Just recap once. Tomorrow I'll come with new questions. I'll ask you doubts, not doubts. I'll ask you direct questions to you. Who says to whom? First one, you will find all these questions in your book. My wife knows best how to run the house. Who said? Juman speaks these words to his aunt. He wanted to get rid of his aunt. Okay, why? Because what happened, he did not want to give her any allowance. Okay, Juman's mind is also changed. That's why what happened, he was just speaking in favor of his aunt, in favor of his wife. Now, but is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? The old aunt says these words to Algu Chaudhary. Algu was unwilling to give his judgment against his best friend. Okay, the old aunt said this word to Algu Chaudhary. But is it right, my son, to keep mum and not say what you consider just and fair? Actually, before this, getting the seat of the judge, Algu Chaudhary was little hesitating. Okay, because he thought he can't speak against his friend. He can't go against his friend. Okay, so that time his old aunt, she was trying to develop his consciousness, his conscious mind. She was trying to arise his conscious mind, and that time she spoke these words. Okay, because Algu was unwilling to give his judgment against his friendship. He was not ready to go against his friend. It is quite natural. If we have any very good friendship, sometimes we can't speak against them. But when justice matters, that time we have to speak. We have to give justice. Okay. Now, what have you to say in your defense? Okay. Algu said these words to Juman when he occupied the seat of the head. He was keen to do justice. Yes, when you occupy the seat of justice, your mind is definitely changed, because all the people and their mind and all are waiting to get the justice. Okay, आप उनके लिए एक एग्जाम्पल बन जाते हो जब आप जस्टिस देते हो. Okay, a judge is just like God. People think, ordinary people, common people, they think judge meaning is just like God. Whatever you will speak, we have to accept it without anything. अभी हम लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है, कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है. So what we are doing? We are obeying the rules. We are obeying the system. We can't go against that. If I go against, if if we go against that system, what will happen? Yes, we will be punished. Also, all the people are just trying to follow the same on. ठीक है? See, this is Juman's one. Meaning, I can't pay you a penny for the rest beast you sold me. Rest beast meaning we can say that very bad. Okay, Sahu said, Sahu is the Sahu, Samju Sahu was a car driver. He said this to Algu Chaudhary जब Algu का beast मर गया था. Okay, so Algu had sold his bullock to Samju Sahu. The bullock died because Sahu overworked and underfed. So क्यों मरा? देखो उसका जो bullock था, he died. But why? What is the reason of his death? The reason is that the bullock died because Sahu overworked and underfed. मतलब काम जितना काम करवाना था उससे ज़्यादा करवाए और उन्होंने ये बुलक को खाना नहीं दिए, कम दिए. Okay. When Algu demanded his money, Algu dishonestly refused to pay him a single penny because he thought, yes, and he was trying to blame Algu for not giving his money. He was just trying to pretend, and he started blaming to, Algu Chaudhary. And this is the very important line, the victory to the justice. This is justice. New. Juman was the head. He could easily give his verdict against Algu, but the seat of the punch made him fair and just. वो आराम से दोनों फ्रेंडशिप नहीं है. So Juman, for him it's quite natural to go against and speak against Algu Chaudhary, but the seat of the punch made him fair and just. When he took this occupied seat, what happened? That that change came in his mind, and he had to speak the truth. He promised to speak the truth, and he collected all the evidences from his reliable sources, and he asked Sahu to pay the money to Algu. At this, Algu shouted with joy and welcomed the fair judgment. So this is the overall story. So I have completed this story, and tomorrow I'll take a small test. Only I'll ask you some question. Okay dear, would you like to ask me, or else I'll just wind up my lesson. If it is clear, you can copy these questions from this video only, or else you can download to your PDF. Yes? Any question, any doubts? No. Okay, that's fine. So children, you read this lesson, read the lesson well, try to understand and get ready for tomorrow. Okay dear, take care, take very good care of yourself. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you for attending this live class. Thank you. Join every day and enjoy class. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.